What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty, aka Doubtinator. Welcome to my sim cave, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this special edition video where I'm going to introduce you to my new sim cave. I'm going to talk through a few things about myself, talk about a few things where this channel has kind of generated a bit of a problem which we're going to fix, and talk about the future, answer some questions in the Q&A that was on my channel recently in the community tab. So let's get started. So straight away, this new sim setup here, this is a low budget sim setup and I'm really happy with it right now. So the ironing board's gone. We've got a GT Omega wheel stand, only £85, microphone which is going to allow me to stream. I'm going to put all the links to the products in the description below, so make sure you go and check those ones out. But this microphone plugs directly into my PS5 new to the channel. Super excited to get involved using that going forwards. So yeah, I'm also going to start to review on the channel what the adaptive triggers do, and tell you everything you need to know about the adaptive triggers. So GT7, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's face it, it didn't live up to expectations. My channel really kind of exploded at the launch of Gran Turismo 7, where we've got people new to the franchise, people new to the game, people wanting to know what the fastest settings were in Gran Turismo 7. And I made a video on launch day, and that went pretty crazy, to be honest. Rocking about 250,000 views right now. And yeah, that made a huge boost for my channel. Subscribers went up loads, daily views went up loads, and honestly guys, the monetization was pretty good. Since Gran Turismo 7's gone on, there's been a bit of a decline. Most of the people that originally watched my content probably aren't around anymore. So 10,000 subscribers right now, which is pretty huge. I don't think there's 10,000 people watching my channel. I think there's a huge portion of those people which actually almost forgot my channel exists. So if you're watching this right now, you are the true MVPs of this channel, keeping the support of the channel through the kind of I don't really know how to say this. It doesn't seem like the old years of Gran Turismo 7. That's a bit harsh. But the dedicated Gran Turismo fans, the people that love racing daily, week in, week out, that love motorsport games, and let's face it, that's why we're all here. We all love motorsport, and we play Gran Turismo to escape and drive cars we can't drive in real life. So that is yeah, huge shout out to you guys. So it's probably a good time for me to actually introduce myself, tell you who I am, and let you know a little bit more about myself. So we are 3.5 years into YouTube right now. YouTube is not my day job, as you could probably imagine. My day job is I actually work for Armour RC. It's a radio controlled car company. Me and the team at Armour, we make the best radio controlled cars you could possibly imagine at every price point available. So we've got the lower cost, fun, entry level, hobby grade RC cars, the mid-range ones, the higher end stuff, the 6S, 60 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour cars. Absolutely amazing Mojave desert truck, superb dynamic performance in that vehicle, right up to the cars that are the absolute pinnacle of radio control. And a car that in particular, I did a drag race with CarWow, me with my Armour Limitless versus David Coulthard in the Red Bull F1 car, and we spanked his ass. It was absolutely insane. That car that I was driving, 150 miles an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 2 seconds, 1.5, 1.6 seconds maybe. Absolutely insane power. So that's my day job. I absolutely love it. RC has been my passion since I was a kid, alongside with sim racing, to be honest. Sim racing, I started that in maybe 1992, being 12 years old back then, playing games like Indianapolis 500 was the first simulator I really played. Jeff Cramman's Grand Prix 2 was another game I played. Absolutely loved those games. Just take you into a place where you're no longer sitting at home. You're on the racetrack. You are driving cars which you cannot ever imagine to drive in real life, and I absolutely love that stuff. So obviously Gran Turismo 1 came out in 1997. I played that on my PS1. I think I skipped 2, I think went straight to number 3, and continue to play this series. I've also dabbled with a lot of PC simulations, like we've got Live for Speed, Grand Prix Legends. Fantastic. As you see, the a 1965 car back in Gran Turismo 7, so I need to get that back out on the track and really try that one out. And yeah, iRacing, NASCAR Racing 2003. I've tried all of the hardcore PC simulations, and as much as I love the simulations, the pick up and play of Gran Turismo 7 is second to none. Driving with a wheel, it's not a perfect simulation. It's a little bit easier. It's not so punishing when you get things a little bit wrong, but I think that is a huge benefit of Gran Turismo 7. It gives you the ability to just go door to door with people and race in sport mode online, which is another fantastic thing to do. Right, now I'm going to take some Q&A questions from you guys. Thank you for submitting these questions. Some of them are really fantastic, and it's always great to speak to you guys in the community, in the comments. I absolutely love reading them all. So the first one from Unbox Racing. My thoughts on VR. Yeah, my thoughts on VR is it's absolutely incredible. I would so love to try it. I've got a PS4. I'm on my way to getting PSVR 2, but quite honestly, it's not in my budget right now. I really need to kind of put some more effort into my channel, get a bit more income, get a bit more revenue coming in, and maybe PSVR 2 could be a thing. I think for actual Gran Turismo content, it can be a little bit jarring, so that's why I've really stayed off of it for a little bit. But I can imagine the immersion you get from VR is absolutely insane. I think specifically for Gran Turismo, maybe you won't be faster in VR. Maybe if you play from flat 2D cockpit view and you switch to VR cockpit view, I think you'll see a huge improvement in your lap times. But if you're playing from hood cam, roof cam, chase cam, or the bumper cam, then perhaps you won't feel the benefit of VR, because Gran Turismo seems to be quite a process game. So you've got a braking point, turning point, clipping point, acceleration point. And that seems quite formulaic. You don't need to adapt on the fly. So you just look for reference points where you see them past the side of the screen. In VR, you get the depth perception, which could help you. But yeah, I don't think it's possible to be faster in cockpit view VR than you are in flat screen bumper cam or something like that. Next question from Chris. Has my enjoyment of sim racing increased or decreased over the time since starting Gran Turismo, and why? That's a fantastic question. I think it's probably increased, to be honest. Gran Turismo Sport, when I started my channel back in the start of 2020, it really gave me a passion for sim racing again. I was sim racing for a purpose, and a purpose for fun. A good couple of years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I played iRacing a lot, and I almost started to feel like it became a job. I'd get home from my real job, I'd sit down, I'd work on my setups, I'd line up for some of the league races there, and you'd get so focused on doing well, you lost the enjoyment of the game. Coming back into sim racing with Gran Turismo 7, or Gran Turismo Sport at the time, coming back into sim racing, I liked the less serious nature of it, and sport mode in Gran Turismo Sport was absolutely perfect. The daily racing, the matchmaking, the DR, it was all so good. And it's good to see that's carried over into GT7. A little bit ropey to start with, to be fair, and I still don't think they've found their feet in Gran Turismo 7 with regard to what the daily races should be. We should have more than 3 daily races. We should have an endurance race. We should have a more dynamic one of the races. I mean, come on, guys, we really need that. I can't understand why PD haven't bothered to do that yet. I made a video a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks after launch saying exactly what they need to do for daily races in Gran Turismo 7, and we're still not there yet, guys. Fantastic question, Chris. And great name as well. Also a Chris myself. Neil, one of the channel members, thank you very much for the channel members. You guys really do motivate me, help to support this channel. That's superb. So in races, I usually use manual gears with a G29, but lately I'm just as fast using auto gears. And what are my thoughts? So auto gears are really not bad at all in Gran Turismo 7. There are a couple of downsides to using automatic gears. The first one is fuel efficiency. If you need to short shift to get fuel efficiency, you cannot do that with automatic gearbox. The second one is if your car demands short shifting to get in the power band, like the Group 3 Supra, for example. That needs to be short shifted to stay in the power band. You don't want to rev that car too far out. I don't think it's too bad for the way the car works. I've seen Tidgen do a video where he's compared the two lap times. You don't lose as much lap time as you think by not being able to short shift. But the biggest one is fuel efficiency, and I think the final one is almost knowing what gear your car will be in for some of the corners and short shifting on corner exit to kill a bit of the power. And for me, that's where I like the manual gears, especially with driving with a wheel. The manual gears allow you to just be in the right gear for the corners, which then gives you an audio reference as to how fast you're going. If you're allowing automatic gearboxes to take effect, you lose that known reference point of the engine tone at the mid part of the corner. So yeah, that's a great question. Probably a question I can cover in more detail in a future video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Hit the like button. It doesn't really matter on this video, guys. Honestly, this is more just for me to talk to you guys one-to-one almost. A lot of the time we make videos to try and make them successful, get the word out there. But this one's me just talking to you guys, just to fill you in on the future of this channel, where we're going. Julian with the next question. Why do you think they removed the handbrake from qualifying, even though I don't have it mapped anymore? Yeah, the handbrake thing, I think that was used as a bit of an exploit for getting extra rotation in some of the slow corners. And I think especially if you're on a controller, using the handbrake can overcome the automatic steering limiting on the controller. So I think people were using handbrake in qualifying and racing specifically to circumvent or it's not cheating. It's a genuine thing. I mean, just dabbing the handbrake. But yeah, I think they wanted to level the playing field. They wanted to remove that non-racing side of Gran Turismo in sport mode, I think. So that's why I think they disabled handbrake in qualifying and in race. In fact, you know what, guys? I've had a few occasions where I've crashed out and I've been backwards on the track, and I would have loved it just to be able to 180 the car around with the handbrake and get back to racing again. But I've had to do a 3-point turn on the track. That's pretty stupid. But yeah, they have done it. I don't know why. And then Steve-O, when am I going to host some open lobbies so we can come and race? You know what? I want to do that. I've got all this equipment sorted, microphone, PS5, just so we can try and connect with you guys, get some live streams going, do some open lobbies, and just have fun racing, because the community for Gran Turismo 7 seems to have shrunk a little bit, but now we're just left with the core people that want to have fun racing cars in Gran Turismo 7. A lot of the buy every game gamers have just moved on. The only people that are left in Gran Turismo 7 are the people that care about racing and care about just motorsport. So it's probably more healthy with the way the community is right now. So yeah, I'm super excited to do some open lobbies, live streaming, all that stuff. Subscribe, get involved, get the notification bell on. So yeah, that's the questions answered. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, just let's get talking in the comments. I love to interact with you guys. It's so much fun. And yeah, with my channel, I've now got to just step it up a little bit. It's declined. The launch boom for Gran Turismo 7 is gone. And I need to think about this in a bit more of a business-like way. So yeah, we're investing in the channel. We're getting some new hardware. I've also got some interesting merch and stuff. This in the background here, the Porsche 911 Gulf livery. You can get this on my Etsy store or my online shop. Check out all the links in the description below for all the interesting things you can see about my channel, about my equipment, and other places you can see to support me. Also, just think about channel memberships. That's a great way to support me. Every cent we make goes back into the channel to try and improve the quality, deliver better videos for you guys. But honestly, guys, the best way to support me is just, if you see a video, click the link, go and watch it, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. That really does help to tell the algorithm that that video is good, it's worth watching, and it'll send it out to more people, and then we're all good. And speaking of watching another video, on screen right now will be a link to another video which you're going to find really interesting. I recommend you go and watch that one. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.